Apurva Jhamb is a sustainability professional, urban designer, and researcher whose work focuses on environmental planning, energy resilience, and data-driven urban storytelling. Apurva presented Brooklyn Through Data Design, Mapping Place, Power in Urban Systems, a series of data-driven maps and visual narratives created using the New York City Open Data sets related to housing, land use, landmarks, environmental conditions, and neighborhood change. Check out her work, links in the description box below.
Hi everyone, my name is Apurva Jhamb. I'm a resiliency and sustainability professional with a background in architecture and design. I've lived and studied here in Brooklyn at Pratt, and through my experiences I've been deeply involved in environmental justice, specifically why our neighborhoods are the way they are and who are they designed for. So this project, Brooklyn Through Data and Design, Mapping Place, Power and Urban Systems, is about using public data, not just for analysis, but also as a tool for storytelling and awareness. I used NYC Open Data sets to create maps and visual narratives around the neighborhoods which have been historically disinvested through redlining, where are the polluting peaker plants are and how they interact with the environmental justice census tracts. Where is the street tree density and where the communities are at heat risk, where's the concentration of PM 2.5 air pollution, and what are the truck routes that may be like influencing or exacerbating that impact. Any challenges? I'd say like when I would read technical literature or the policy work, I did not find them very interactive or engaging visually, and I think this project kind of like explores that challenge, like how we can read it more easily and make the maps more clearer and give them a visual identity. It's not just for policy wonkers or technical people to understand these things, but it's also about the common people and the communities to understand like what are all the invisible systems that shape everyday Brooklyn. So yeah, identifying data, learning about data, figuring out where it is. NYC Open Data is a great resource, but yeah, going through the technical literature, the comp plans and all of that, that has been a little bit of challenge, but very interesting one. I can walk you through some of the maps that I've created. So the one that you're seeing on the screen right now, it shows how Brooklyn evolved over the years. And these are the maps which show the neighborhood development, the chronology of development in Brooklyn. The next map is about the existing development and the building heights, where density is concentrated and how that shapes the access, light and resources. The next map is about the redlining in Brooklyn, the historical redlining, the homeowners loan corporation grading of Brooklyn, and how some of the patterns still dictate the inequalities present in Brooklyn today. And street trees, which is kind of a proxy for environmental quality and public investment, and how also infrastructure shapes the distribution of air pollution in the Brooklyn. You can see where the denser truck routes, there's more of concentration of PM 2.5. The WHO limits 5 micrograms per cubic meter as a safe limit, and there are certain parts of the neighborhood which have twice as much of that. Also the placement of the polluting infrastructure, the peaker power plants, the power plants, and their overlap with the environmental justice area, which also kind of overlaps with the redlined neighborhoods of the HOLC gradings. These are some of the maps in the series. I'd be interested to develop a dashboard and kind of make a block by block examination of Brooklyn and develop it into a scorecard for different metrics such as heat risk, rent burden, and pollution, and all of the different factors that affect Brooklyn. I'd be like happy to learn about more of lived experiences, like some of the things that data is not able to cover, which is of course the lived experiences and more ground realities, like your personal experiences about your neighborhood, what kind of risks that you are facing, what kind of disinvestment that you are seeing in your neighborhood. So more of like interaction or communication or conversations of your experience, lived experience of Brooklyn, that would be great.